Let me, in terms of rules, I have looked at it critically. It's good, they have, even Chief Ezefe in 2001, in one of his lectures, he called Deputy Governor spare tire. And he says that he becomes relevant when there's a problem with the tire. So, and I laughed. Now, it is not a question of the constitutional draftsmen drafting, making it rigorous, providing iron cast rules for the deputy governors. It has to be back with finance. Who controls the finance of the state? The governor. You can give him roles.
And not funded.
And you not funded. The state has not given him any role. And I don't see how you can provide another budget for him elsewhere. When he is here, I doubt if he could even sign 1 million naira, approve 1 million naira. When I was in service, you see, if you are a civil servant that goes through the system to the top to become maybe a director, it's a long journey. You will have learnt this lesson that the highly esteemed deputy governor has learnt. You must have covered the duties of your principal, your leader, and others too must have covered, and you don't go beyond your
because it applies.
Yes, it applies. You learn it from the service. But some of the politicians appointed as deputy governors have not learnt. They are not really public servants who have learned the ropes. If you're a public servant who have learned the ropes, you will not go there and be challenging your boss. If you get to level 17, it means you are humble. That's number one. If you are arrogant, you will be kicked out in one way or the other.
Or stagnated.
So if you see someone complaining, then he has to ask himself, what is wrong with me? You don't contest office with your boss. Your boss is your boss. Whether he says right, he says yes, it's yes. If he says no,
it's not always the case, because there are other variables too that determine progression in civil service.
Yeah, there are other variables.
Yes.
There are other variables. But the first thing is that it is your boss. Look at Nigerian army. They fill the upper form regularly. If your GOC or your commander-in-chief says you are not good, you are not good, no matter what you say. Well, no matter which variable, even you can go to Liberia and win the war there. But if your commander, your immediate supervisor says you are not good, you are not going to face the promotion exam council. So that is it. So the learning point is from the service. But you see, most of the deputy governors that are picked, they are picked either for ethnic balancing, gender balancing, the need to win electoral values and so on. They have not gone through the training. In the book written by Ganduje himself, who was also a deputy governor, he really was sympathetic. And look at President Jonathan too, who was a humble and obedient servant, just in the same vein with our deputy governor here. He was a deputy governor to Alamesia in Bayelsa. He was a deputy president to my highly esteemed and respected Yaradua, late Yaradua. You can see that quietness in him. You can see that humility. He's also of the same view that deputy governors should be given roles. Yes, let us even give them roles. But what of the finance, the power of the purse?